All right, welcome everyone. It's Friday evening, and as you know, on Fridays we do some uh, some events, some nice events, and today we actually have something special. I know that I say that every time, but we have something special, which is the Olympics, and this is one of the more popular type of competition because it involves competing in multiple tournaments in one night. Plenty of opportunity for glory, plenty of opportunity to win tournaments, plenty of opportunity to actually earn some cash, and plenty of opportunities to get some nice titles, some weapon points, and so on. Um, what we're doing right now is I have back in the day when I was organizing Olympics, I was doing them strictly by weapon. Now I am still doing them by weapon, but since we have a lot of new characters and some of them, and we have a lot of different weapons, I thought that it's a good idea to maybe categorize them so you won't have like three tournaments in having each tournament only one playable character, which means that um, the only two characters that are now alone basically in their weapon type, because Marina just got Connor, so she has the sword and shield category, so there are two characters there, which is, I would say, the minimum. Kalkstein is going to play in the one-handed sword category, so basically he's going to be together with the other sabers. And I remember asking a few Kalkstein mains back in the day if they preferred Kalkstein to be more in the rapier category or more in the saber category, and everybody said that they would feel more comfortable and it would be a lot more exciting if Kalk would be in the saber category. Well, it's not really saber, but it's one-handed, which means that all the other one-handed swords, except rapiers, of course, who have a special category, will as well be one category. And Yendrek is going to be in the two-handed category alongside two long swords. Regarding weapon points, if you use the same type of weapon throughout the tournament, you will get the weapon points. It's a little bit easier with sword and shield and rapier, for example, because we have only those types. But in one-handed or two-handed, if you want weapon points, you would have to stick with the specific weapon, either with saber, either with broadsword, with longsword, or with the axe. If you're interested in that particular thing. If not, obviously you can switch between characters and whatnot. So today we're doing HEMA tournament, which is the training mode. So matches are going to go a little bit faster than usual. We have 7 points in the beginning rounds and 10 points in the final. 7 points is actually quite a small number for HEMA, so it will go pretty fast. But this is exactly what we're trying to achieve. This is one of the reasons we started a little bit earlier today, because last time he went a little bit too deep in the evening, and although it was really fun and everybody was having a good time, um, I want these tournaments to end a little bit earlier. So when we get to the boiling point, to the finals, we have it at a more watchable time if you want it. Um, so just a little bit about the system today. What's going to be very important is to win these tournaments. We're going to shuffle, so there's not going to be any seeding or anything in the tournament. Going to be 5 minutes. Okay, no worries. Not going to be any seeding, so we're going fully blind. Why? Because we need only one player from each tournament. So only the best player from each tournament, which may give the possibility to some other players to get far, to get in the final, get some ranking points. But anyway, all the winners of these tournaments are going to earn $20, and the winners of these tournaments are going to face each other in a very very small final tournament, if you want, of four. Um, Of course, if we have 4 different winners. If not, if we're going to have 3 or 2 or even 1, there's going to be fewer matches in the final. If one player wins more medals, he will be directly in the final and he will have more lives. So for example, if I win two-handed and if I win one-handed, that gives me 2 lives in the finals, and I will have to use a two-handed weapon or a one-handed weapon. So I have to use for each life. I have to use a weapon that I won a tournament with. Um, that is just the stuff for me to figure out at the end. What you need to do is just to win, and what matters the most is to win the gold medal. Yeah, so that should be the goal, to try to get the gold medal. And I'm pretty sure we're going to have a lot of surprises, because that's what happens in HEMA and that's what happens in the Olympics. We always have surprises, and we always have people winning that we did not expect them to do so. Yeah, without further ado, let's shuffle for Sword and Shield and Rapier. Oh, somebody left, I believe. The tournaments. I think it's... No, it's Pico is still here. I think it's Chernobyl. I think Chernobyl left. Yeah, I think Chernobyl. Yeah, you can join later if you can't fight right now. You can join the later tournament. So yeah, let's go ahead and shuffle the single elimination tournament. So that's going to be pretty interesting, because every time I did a single elimination tournament, with one exception, I believe, I seeded those tournaments just to make sure that we have like the best players competing in the finals. Here we go. So we're gonna start with Rapier here. Let's do 3 shuffles. 1, 2, and 3. Let's have a look at the bracket. Jihadi versus Subu. The winner is going to face Piper. Me versus Oak. That's going to be very interesting. Although Oak does not play Rapier much, I'm not going to underestimate him. He's a very good player and has been winning a lot recently. He's the current first sword of the server. Pico versus Apostle, and Zero versus Info. I think probably the only pure Rapier main in this tournament is Info, and I would consider Pico as well. Rapier main, he uses Marta a lot. And let's have a look at Sword and Shield. Hopefully we're gonna get some we're gonna get more diverse matchups. 1, 2, and 3. Apostle versus Subu. The winner is going to face Jihadi. Looks like Subu is fighting each time in the preliminary round. Winner's going to face Jihadi. Piper versus me in the Sword and Shield. Oak versus Info, and Pico versus Zero. I would say probably Pico here is Sword and Shield main recently. So yeah, interesting fights. Can't wait to start them. So we're actually going to start with this one. We're going to start with Sword and Shield. We're going to do all 5 fights in the Sword and Shield, and then we're going to do 5 fights in Rapier, and then we're going to do semifinals alternatively, and then the grand final for each tournament. So let's get ready to rumble. Small note here, I changed my monitor back to my old one because I was having some problems with the other one. I mean, it was the light was way too strong for me, so I'm back to this one, which is a little bit of an advantage because now we can actually use all the maps. The performance is going to be fine, so now we can actually use the HEMA maps. Okay, so round 1. sword and shield. Okay, and the first fight is Apostle versus Subu. Apostle did great last tournament. He got third place. I wonder how many Marinas and how many Connors we're gonna get for this one. Okay, let me change the settings by the way. So we're gonna do 7 training rounds. We know that HEMA mode has some problems sometimes. Hopefully we're going to be able um, to see them on time. Subu's here. Let me invite him to speak.
Hello.
Hello, Subu. Welcome. Thank you very much for joining us again in the commentary. Can you
No
hear me?
problem. Happy
Yeah.
to be here. Really excited to see, especially these first ones, because a lot of people will be using weapons they're not familiar with. So we're gonna see some surprises, I think.
Yeah, I say that the Olympics have always been pretty exciting, given the fact that you have multiple weapons and then you have people switching back and forth from rapier to sword and shield. And I'm actually glad that most people have actually signed for um, all the tournaments, or at least in the event that they were able to attend, they signed for both tournaments. Because regardless if you're good or not with a certain weapon, it's still a nice opportunity to maybe learn that specific weapon. You're actually first,
Mm-hmm.
and you're gonna fight the Apostle. He's going to be on the left. You are going to be on the right. Hopefully, Apostle is here. Yes, he is. Um, so this is a single elimination fight. So if you win, you move on. If you lose, you are eliminated from this particular tournament. And as I said, it's very important to win these tournaments because everybody would like to get a spot in the final first sword finals.
Right.
Great. So there's Subu, there's Apostle. Hopefully, my muscle memory is not going to uh, hit me again in the head. Practice. Yeah, so remember, you can choose only sword and shield characters, which are Marina or Connor. 7 points HEMA mode. It will go very fast, so you gotta be ready. Yeah, Subu's going with Marina, and Apostle going with Connor. First match actually brings the 2 selectable characters face to face. Oh, first point there for Subu. Clean counter. Nice push. Second point. Back in the first Olympics, I was going with 10 points, but I just want to make sure that it's not going to be more than it's going to be too long. 2-1 here for Subu. Another push attempt, and Apostle punishes it with the quick retreat, cuts at the head. 2-2. Punches him and then scores another attack. 3-2. Oh, I think something happened with Apostle there. Maybe some lag. Point is still valid though. Unfortunately, these things happen. Oh, some nice sidestep attempts there from Subu, but Apostle just pushed him away. I think this is one of the first times I've seen like a defensive push there, like just go away. 4-3. A stab to the head, but it's not powerful enough to score. By the way, Connor looks great in HEMA. He looks great. Oh, tries to go for the London Shank. Oh, and Subu's attack there hits the shield. Oh, that's a little bit unfortunate. Subu tried there to get a point in, but he was punished eventually. 5-3, 6-3, and Apostle needs only one more to finish this fight. Oh, nice one to the leg there for Subu. Subu thrives in these situations when he's a few flags behind. This is when he usually turns up. Tightens his game. But I think Apostle is somewhat aware of this, and he's not rushing in, which is a good sign for him. Oh, tries to go for the thrust. It's a double. Nice exchange there. Again, Subu, a little bit unlucky in this fight, I have to say. A lot of his attacks either missed or hit the shield. Or, yeah, it was a little bit unlucky. But this is how this game goes. Again, Apostle being careful. And hits at the head with the shoulder. 7-4. Win here for Apostle in the first fight. Usually the first fight, you know, is like the warm-up fight, so things can go the wrong way. Subu, you got a little bit unlucky there, I have to say. A couple of attacks did not land, but it's
Yeah.
part of the game, I'd say.
Yeah, I also felt delayed, so I'll have to look at that. But GG Apostle, you played well.
I see. Delayed as in, like, you felt delay? Or...
Yeah, like my movement back and forth was really weird, and I found sometimes I just walked into those pushes without meaning to. So I'll have to check my connection.
I see. Maybe... One second, let me check something.
Yeah, it wasn't like frozen or anything though, so.
Might be... one second. Options, graphics. Let me switch it to balanced, because maybe I had it on quality, and maybe the quality made the game a little bit slower, or a little bit more sluggish, and probably, yeah. Hopefully it's not gonna happen on the next one. Great. Next fight is actually I'm fighting next against Piper. And Piper is exactly the type of player you don't want to face in this type of tournaments, like fast HEMA mode, 7 points, no reset, and so on, because he always has the energy to just bring it. He's just bringing the stuff in. Oh, by the way, I just checked. You have a higher ping than usual. You got...
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got 250 ping. You usually have around 200,
That would explain it, yeah.
190, 200 max. That's why. Maybe try to reconnect. Maybe that's something going on.
Yeah. And yeah, you're right, Apostle. It was weird, but I'll try and reconnect.
A little. I think you have a little delay. Okay. Let me also check the thingy. 15, yeah. Yeah, I didn't really change anything, so I mean just the graphics, hopefully. Piper is here? Yeah. Alright, I'm a little scared because I'm not really playing the game anymore, and I'm usually playing it on Fridays. I've become a little bit of a casual player, so these first matches are always kind of brutal. We'll see how it goes. Piper taking the left. I am
It
taking
is
the
sword
right.
and shield, Piper.
Yes, yes, sword and shield. Where's Connor? Oh, here he is. He's lost there in the on the roster. Here we go.
Okay, Venator scores a point immediately. Yeah, Connor definitely has a good reach advantage here, so I don't blame Venator for picking that. Piper more familiar with Saber, so I presume that's the reasoning behind Marina.
Oh, maybe some lag. Maybe
Yeah, I got a spike too.
yeah, it's raining here. Maybe it's affecting the connection a little bit. Well, it's not raining hard, it's just kind of a
Yeah.
summer rain, but let me see.
Yeah, it's not as bad for me, I don't think, as it is Piper, but I'm definitely seeing it too.
Oh, Piper has 2,631 ping. 2,631 ping.
Yeah, 2K ping, not very playable. I think mine's still, yeah, 292.
It's 216 now, which is more acceptable. Try to reconnect, Piper.
You're on Mars.
Yeah. The biggest I've seen was 5,000 or something like that. This was from Wrath.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I
it
think
was.
I've seen 9K before.
Yeah. All right, let me check. Check. Oh, okay, his ping looks fine now. 50 something. Yeah. Oh, nice. Nice. Oh, ping again. 11K ping, new record.
Oh.
Your ping looks fine, by the way.
Okay.
Um, I'm not sure. It might be something on Piper's end. Okay, he's down to 100 now. $77. Alright, let me see if there's an improvement. See, people talk about host advantage, but you got this guy here at 11k ping beating me. So it is possible. Yeah, his ping is really fluctuating. Let's try to get him again.
Maybe my cable's melted. Hope not.
Flick the long guard if you're good to go. Okay,
Be right back.
sure. Mm, maybe it's a throw. I don't know what that is. Yeah, 6,000 ping. Hmm. Let me try something else. Maybe I can lower the bandwidth or something. Maybe it helps. I don't know. 7k ping. Yeah, maybe reset. Maybe reset your router, because if the ping is fluctuating this hard, it's definitely okay. It might be something on my end as well, maybe, but I think it might be on your end.
I guess both could be true too, because mine was a little weird too. Who
Yeah,
knows?
yeah.
Yeah, because Piper does sometimes have
Yeah, but
those issues as well.
yours and the Apostles were still actually close to the ping that you guys usually get, but for him
Hmm.
he's fluctuating from 11k to 100 to 300, so it says 57 now. uh, I don't know, can you play? Yeah, probably not. Let's just reset the router and we'll come back for this fight. Okay, Oak versus Info. Well, I guess this is actually gonna be quite it's gonna help us a little bit understand if it's something on my end, because Oak and Info usually have a pretty good connection.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't recall if they've ever actually had issues, or maybe just one or two times. And if they also have issues with the ping or something, maybe it's on my end. I don't know. There's Oak. Your ping looks very stable, by the way. It's now at 195.
Okay.
Yeah. There's Info. Let me quickly check their pings. Yeah, their pings look great. Hopefully it's gonna pay the same. changed the names, by the way. Yeah, I think that was a good decision that I lowered the number of points because this is what happens. And you gotta stay ready. Let me see if it was... Yeah, Oak was on the left, Info on the right. Yeah, Marina Mirror. Looks like.
That's nice.
I was expecting...
Yeah, it looked like some thought went into it.
Yeah, because Oak is a broadsword main, so I was thinking maybe he would go with the broadsword and shield, but... Yeah, as we talked about it some time ago on the server. Oh, that attack went through there.
Like Void.
Yeah. Second there.
Going low, nice combination.
2,
Oak seems to know that one.
3. Very fast-paced fight.
Maybe Marina's better for that in and out movement that Oak likes doing with Laszlo.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I suspect in the one-handed tourney, unless he, for some reason, doesn't like Laszlo sometime through,
Yeah.
but still manages to win, he'll probably stick with Laszlo.
Yeah, I would say so too. I mean, he won't really get too much of a second chance. I mean, if he's gonna go Laszlo and wins the first fight, he's probably gonna use him again. And if he loses, then he's gonna be eliminated. So I think he's just
right. So it'd have to be like a bad experience. Yeah.
I mean, the only way that I would see, as you said, nice one to the leg again. It would be something like he would really struggle with Laszlo, and he wouldn't feel confident enough to use him again.
Yeah.
Something like that. Nice. Very fast fight.
To the face, nice.
Yeah, Oak with his experience, and as I said, the experience really matters regardless if you know a character well or not. Oak just went in there and dominated, won 7-1. Next fight is gonna be Pico versus Zero, North American derby. Hopefully the connection is gonna be fine. Got a dog over there.
Oh yeah.
What's his name?
Leon.
Leon?
Yeah. Yeah, I might have to quiet him down. Just give me a sec.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's not bothering or anything. Just okay. There's Pico. Let's check his ping. Yeah, his ping looks fine. And Zero, making a little bit of a comeback after a few weeks. Glad to see him compete. There he is. Here we go. So Pico taking left side, Zero taking right side. Zero can select. Pico left, Zero right. Yeah, there it is. Oh, I think they got the wrong sides, probably.
Alright, I'm back.
Yeah, Connor versus...
Yeah, he's a little Havanese. He's named Leon.
What's that, sorry?
He's a little Havanese, so
Oh, I see.
kind of like a Shih Tzu. I don't know if you're familiar with that
Yeah,
breed.
I
Yeah.
know Shih Tzu, yeah.
Yeah, they're from Cuba and they used to be like lap dogs for Spanish nobility, so.
Interesting. Pico,
Yeah.
obviously probably the most active Sword and Shield fighter on this tournament roster. Nice push there. Yeah, the pushes are
Hmm.
obviously probably the most effective way of playing these matches. There you go, the second one. 2-1. Yeah, Pico seems very confident
Yeah, I named him Leon because he's named after a. Yeah, sorry.
after King, or
No, actually, after a local hockey star.
oh, I see, I see.
And he looks like a lion too. So Leon means lion, of course. So
Yeah, yeah. Pico blocking there with the shield has a very good advantage, 4-1. He actually landed a couple of his flags. I mean, two of his flags with a very good sword play like this one, 5-1. That was a beautiful one to the leg.
yeah,
Oh, tries to land again.
yeah. Zero. Ooh, he's going for a bunch of attacks. I think he wasn't really going for a push. It just one came out as a punch.
Oh,
Oh,
nice
another
sidestep,
one.
hit him in the head.
Going low. Yeah, Zero probably a bit out of his element as well. But nice push
6
and follow up.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful combo there. Zero lands his second attack. Need to be careful here. HEMA, the advantage can go pretty quickly. Oh, nice push defense. He was very good at doing that. And he lands the 7th point there. Very dominant performance. And some really diverse repertoire there from Pico. I would consider him probably the favorite of winning this whole thing. He will fight Oak a little bit later, and we've seen Oak being quite a good player with Sword and Shield, just using game fundamentals. Let's see if Piper's ready, if he restarted his thing. Okay, so the score was 4-3, but we were hardly playing, so I'm just gonna ask him. Um, yeah, yeah, we're gonna restart the match, and I think that's fair. It was uh, it was 4-3 for me there, but I'm pretty sure that Piper did not get uh, too much actual play time in that fight since the ping was all over the place. So it was only fair to ask him if he wants to restart completely or continue from that point. Alright, ping looks fine. Hopefully it's not going to be all over the place anymore. Oh, let me change the name, sorry. I'm gonna pick the same characters. I'm gonna go with Connor. He's gonna go Marina. Don't remember much from the first fight. I know I landed a couple of pushes. I know he landed some good attacks, some side steps. Yeah, it looks good. Oh, nice one to the leg.
Leg.
Oh, nice. Beautiful counter to the push attempt there. Oh. Yeah, sorry for the push spam, but I really don't know how to play this matchup.
Whatever works, works.
Yeah, and that's it. 7-2. Yeah, as you said, whatever works, works. Yeah, but to be honest, I really don't know like anything else that lands. So a 7-2 win.
Yeah, I was struggling to land stuff with Marina too.
Yeah, I think he has a little bit more reach. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel no, actually they're actually both have pretty good footwork back and forth. Last fight of the Sword and Shield round is going to be Apostle, who had a pretty significant win against Subu earlier. He will be fighting Jihadi. Jihadi is actually another Marina player, so he might have something to say in this event. Here we go. Apostle gonna take left side, Jihadi gonna take right side. And immediately after that, we're gonna switch to the Rapier tournament.
Oh, the leg void? That's been a bug for a bit. Sometimes there's delayed leg voids. Yeah, it's not just a Marina thing or a Connor thing.
Okay, there's Jihadi. Apostle taking left, Jihadi taking right. Yeah, remember it's Sword and Shield. Connor versus Marina again. I think Connor has won more fights so far against Marina. I'll be right back.
No problem. Yeah, I'm curious to see which character wins this one. 'Cause I think most people believe Marina's the stronger of the two, at least generally speaking, but when it comes to Shield versus Shield, the dynamic might be different. And that's the thing to keep in mind, is sometimes matchups, despite the strength of a character, might be different from what you think. Best example you could think of is like Alex versus Cal or Alex versus Marta. Like Alex is probably stronger than those two overall, although Marta is pretty strong now. But because they are really good at stabbing, it often doesn't actually pan out the way you think, and actually those characters can do really well in that matchup. I don't know if it's quite as extreme in this case, but nonetheless, the reach that Connor has does seem to be quite the advantage. But there's a sidestep from Jihadi. Nice combination from Apostle. Yeah, and the sidesteps with Marina don't seem to do very well. So I'm not really sure how you hit Connor besides punishing him, but even that can be difficult. There's probably a way. I don't play Marina very much, so. Nice back and forth, but there we go, the push. Landing for Apostle. Apostle was doing good with that earlier. Another push. High guard from Apostle, which is actually kind of spooky, because that stab can kind of sneak around the shield if you're not careful. It looks very telegraphed, but he can do a cut from there, and he can also do a thrust, so. Yeah, and he's got a really wide-reaching A-cut, which Marina probably doesn't like very much. Marina's A-cut, by contrast, hits the basket, and it doesn't reach very far.
Alright, I'm back. Looks like Apostle. Oh, that was a very nice. I really love that move. It's a little bit risky, but it's beautiful when it lands. 64, and Apostle is actually very close to a... semi-final here, and he lands the attack after the leg void. Thank you very much, Jihadi. Well played. We'll see each other soon in the other tournament. 7-2-4 was it, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we have the semifinals of the Sword and Shield. The semifinals are going to be played a little bit later. I'm going to face Apostle, and Oak is going to face Pico. And now we're moving to the Rapier tournament, and I think although Rapier is not it's also not a weapon that is used a lot. It's still, I mean, people have a lot more experience with the rapiers, considering that, you know, rapiers have been around for years compared to compared to the Sword and Shield. The characters just got here. Right, so Jihadi was actually supposed to start against you, but we're going to give him a little bit of a break because he's just fought and lost. So the next fight is going to be me versus Oak in Rapier.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I would say so too. I think.
Yeah, and just looking at the participants, I think there's more people experienced with rapiers too, who have at least picked one up, used one some, like Pico, Zero Null, Info, and Info is a rapier specialist, so I'm excited to see how she does. So
yeah,
I think we'll see more experienced play this time for sure.
yeah. So it's 7 points. Anything can happen, and Oak, although he does not play rapiers much, he has the fundamentals to do very well. I've said it multiple times that I would feel more comfortable against a player who mains that particular weapon, but maybe is not overall like a very experienced player compared to compared to somebody that's very experienced in the game but does not really play the weapon, because the overall experience with the game is I feel that it trumps the ability with a certain weapon, and we've seen many examples of that.
Yeah, definitely. And we've seen Venator in particular play a good Marie, so Oak has his work cut out for him, but as Venator was kind of saying, Oak has always had very good distance management, so he might need to warm up, but I won't be surprised if he suddenly starts going ham once he figures out the moves and learns what does what. And already it's 1-1. Well, that was like a taunt there. It kind of looked like a kick, but I think that's a taunt. Venator eventually landing that double lunge. Dashing in, a hit there, but no kill for Oak. Yeah, this is shaping up to be reasonably even, but I'd say Venator is a little bit more comfortable. There's the double lunge, no kill, but Oak was probably correct to back away just in case. And there's a nice stab.
Oh,
he
right
was in the
under
middle of a thrust there. Yeah. Yeah, well, Oak probably, it's hard to say sometimes, but what he probably needed to do was to long guard that, but obviously he was looking to find some counterplay, so. Chernobyl says he was cooking some stuff for the Rapier tourney. I thought I was cooking some stuff for the Saber, not the Saber, the Shield tourney, to be honest, but yeah, it just didn't go my way. Also, I didn't practice that particular matchup, Marina against Connor, enough. It was mostly Marina against Marina, to be fair, so. A lot of what I was practicing probably wouldn't have worked the way I was hoping, even if I wasn't delayed anyway, from what I was observing. That's a nice hit for Oak, but can he capitalize?
Oh, nice.
Good side, it actually works nice. The double lunge is a little bit risky to sidestep sometimes, but he timed that perfectly. And Oak just goes ham. Yeah, I think that's what you need to do. We can't grab. Grab would probably be like the #1 thing to do, but you can't do that here and achieve a quick kill. So the next best thing probably to punch and just go ham. Oak parrying a little bit of that attack, but then he gets hit. The second lunge landed.
Oh, he tried to
Oh, he
sidestep.
tried to sidestep again. Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. I think that's a little bit of a muscle memory from other characters that he plays, but usually in Rapier fight, sidestepping is it's very punishable. Good fight, very close. 7-5.
Yeah,
I was
definitely.
expecting it to be so. He played exactly as I had expected. He was just focusing on the fundamentals, just landing counters, keeping distance. Yeah. So now we're
Yeah.
back to you, and you're going to face Jihadi.
Okay.
Yeah, the double lunges does not have tracking, or at least on the second attack, I think.
Yeah, I think it just comes in fast, so it's hard to get out of the way in time. But if you time it, yeah, you can just sidestep it. Plus, grazing hits count in the sense that they don't kill you, but they will stun you too, so that's the other thing.
So Jihadi's taking left, Subu taking right. Subu, pretty experienced rapier, although he does not use them much. He has got some nice performances in previous rapier tournament, so I'm expecting him to be quite well equipped for this one. Jihadi taking the left side, Subu taking the right. Yeah, by the way, we're not going to have any bronze medal matches for the first time in the Olympics. We're going to decide the third player based on the number of flags scored overall. I mean, that's just for me for the rankings, but it's not going to impact today's event because we're only worried about the winner of the tournament. There's actually a possibility for somebody getting the second place and still fighting for the first sword, but that will only happen if only one player wins all the tournaments, and then that second place player will have to defeat will have to play a boss fight and defeat the other guy the four times. Oh, I think Subu's having some issues here.
Yes, same problem. It's so delayed. I can't do much.
Your ping looks fine. Do you want to reconnect or something?
I'll try reconnecting.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. Here we go.
I can't move. Oh, okay. Yeah, long guard is like delayed by 2 seconds. I can't. It's weird.
Um, I see. Let me check.
Let me check.
Again. Oh, your ping is stable. It's at 190.
Okay. I'll 1 second.
Yeah. Jihadi's also from the US, right? I mean, from North America. Yeah, he's at 154.
Yeah. Okay. Look, I'll give it a try.
Alright. Alright,
Okay.
third point. And Subu's sidestep attacks, well-known sidestep attacks. Fourth point there for Jihadi. Double. Oh, and a second one here for Subu. Oh, nice sidestep there from Jihadi. 5-2. 5-3 now. Subu again with the nice low sidestep. Tries it again, and he gets it. 5-4. I thought he was going to lose that point. Jihadi needs to be careful here. I had a good advantage. And I know that Subu's connection is not doing great right now. Oh, nice one. 6 point there for Subu. A great comeback. Nice blade beat. And the 7th point there for another sidestep. GG. It got it.
Yeah, GG.
Better.
Sorry for the spam. I was so delayed. I had to.
Oh, I see.
No, I was still kind of delayed, but I just decided I'd go ham and see what happens. GG.
Yeah. So Jihadi lost a little bit of an advantage there, unfortunately. Thank you very much, Jihadi. See you a little bit later in the next tournaments. Unfortunately, these events are going to be a little bit brutal, so if you lose, you're out. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens next. I don't know what's going on. Do you want maybe to restart your router as well? Maybe.
Yeah, I'll give that a go.
Yeah, I mean it worked for Piper. Might be something on my end as well. I'm not sure. But yeah, give it a try, and maybe it's gonna be better. All right. Great. So the next fight is going to be Pico versus Apostle in Rapier. I'll try something else. Maybe it's because of the this. Maybe I can put it on performance. But I don't know, it shouldn't affect ping or anything. We'll see. I don't know, maybe it has something to do with that. We'll see. Pico versus Apostle. Pico taking left, Apostle taking right. Obviously, Pico, a very experienced Marta player. Pico taking. Oh, did I give him keyboard? No. Pico on the left, Apostle on the right. Yeah, so we're doing Rapier, and it's a Marta mirror. Very interesting. Wow, 19 people watching. First point there for Pico. Second one here. Very fast start. Oh. Almost got the third. Oh, and he gets it here. 3. Oh, 4, and that is Pico's cancel there. It's a short cancel. It was the shortest move you'll ever see, but it looks like it hits. 4-1. Yeah, Pico's very dangerous, and again lands another good attack. Push attempt there for Apostle. It returns the favor. 5-2. Tries for a cut. 6-2. Yeah, Pico wants to end this fast. Oh. Pico got tired there. Another point there for Apostle. Oh, and that's it. 7-3. Dominant victory here for Pico. Congratulations. And now we got Zero versus Info. Also on Rapier. Zero used to main Marta back in the day. Info also plays both of them, mostly Marie, but can also play a very good Marta. Zero and Info.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, welcome back. Pico says that it's a little bit more stable now. I changed from balance to performance. Maybe also that plays a little bit of a part. Because sometimes whenever you feel that delay, it's not always the ping itself, it's always the performance of the computer. Because I remember, I don't, maybe you remember him. It was a French guy, Nukes, I believe, or something like that, who had an amazing host. Like it was, like it felt better on his host than on my own computer. and he had a very good internet, but at the same time he had like a monster PC. Like the performance was amazing. So I think that plays a part as well.
Right. Definitely.
Um, my computer is somewhat mid level. Um, it's not great, but it's also not bad. So I think maybe sticking to performance is a good idea. Great. Zero versus info now. But it could also be that maybe the rain is affecting some connections,
Mm-hmm.
maybe not all of them. Zero left, info right. Hopefully it's gonna be a little bit better next time you fight. Because you're actually fighting after this one. You're gonna fight Piper.
Okay.
Zero on the left, info on the right.
Okay, I'm connecting.
Did I give? Yeah, info has keyboard. I don't know, something's going on. Zero left, info right. Yeah, I think info went left last time. Oh, I don't know. Something's going on. Oh, info using controller. Let me disable yours, Subu. Maybe there's a problem. Try now, info.
Sure.
Or let me go back.
Be right back.
Sure. Piper says, it's still funny to me it's raining in Romania. Here weather is like Romania. Yeah, it's usually very hot in here during May and early summer. Yeah, info, maybe you do want to switch back to keyboard because looks like your controller is not working, or maybe it's not. I'm not sure. I never played keyboard. What do you mean? Are you not a keyboard player? Wow. Okay, I'm gonna reset gamepad. You're not a keyboard player. I've been giving you keyboard for like a year, I think. Wow. I don't know why I got that impression that you're a keyboard player. That's crazy. That's crazy. I've been
Yeah.
giving info keyboard for like since the beginning of time. I mean, it's not necessarily a problem, but yeah, I don't even know the buttons on keyboard. Yeah, that's crazy. All right, let's try again. Oh man, it's all a lot of technical issues, unfortunately. Okay, it's working. Marta for info. Marta for 0. First point goes to info. Info is actually a very good Marta. I would say, although she likes to play Marie more, I would say that some of her best performances came through using Marta. And that's also because Marta has been a lot more successful overall in regular tournaments. Like Marie, honestly, Marie's at the point that she can't really win a fight in a tournament. To be honest, a fight against another
Right.
type of weapon. Her best shot is against another Marie, Marta, or Kalk. But
Yeah.
against any other character, she struggles big time.
Yeah.
But Marta, on the other
It's
hand, Marta is actually quite competitive, even with the stronger characters on the roster.
yeah,
Freaking,
definitely nice stab there.
I would say she's so when comparing her to longswords, for example, I would say she has a very good chance of beating Zera, and she's also, I wouldn't say on par, but not far away from Isabella in that particular matchup. Like a good Marta can definitely beat Isabella.
Yeah. And she has a really nice back Y that aims right for Isabella's head. So any difference in damage is kind of nullified if she gets a good hit to the head like that.
Yeah.
And even to the body, she can get these nice combinations going. So, and like we kind of saw earlier, like even if you don't kill, she still has that opportunity to follow it up. Whereas Marie has less opportunities.
Oh, beautiful. 5-4.
Yeah, this is even now, and this is where I find with point weapons it gets very tough when you're so close in points because the smallest misplay means suddenly you've been sniped in the wrist.
Yeah. Immediately after this fight, we're doing, oh, nice push from Zero, but he does not capitalize on it. I think he went for the wrong button. Next fight is going to be
Yeah,
Soul versus Piper. The last fight of the Rapier's first round.
yeah, the cut might have been a mistake. Marta's cuts are actually pretty okay, but at the end of the day, it's a rapier, not a saber.
Yeah.
So if you can get your point online, it's typically better. The only exception might be the punch into cut to the head. That one is a very good one. Oh,
Oh, the
combination from info.
missed
Oh,
there, but the Zero actually gets the point back. 7-5, and a nice comeback there. Congratulations. Zero will continue in the tournament. Info, unfortunately, is going to be eliminated. We're going to have Pico versus Zero later on. Last fight of the Rapier tournament, Rapier's first round. We got Subu on the left side. Hopefully, it's going to be better for him now. And then we got Piper, who also had some technical issues in the first fight, but yeah, your ping is actually even lower now than the first time.
yeah, I reset the router, so
I'm just gonna tag you here, even though you're in Parsec, just for Piper to know his position. Um,
No problem.
Rapier.
One thing I will say as well is I'm now seeing the fluctuations of the network because before I couldn't even see that. It was like frozen at one number. So that's also a good sign.
Yeah. Piper and drummer. 7 points. Subu on the left. Piper on the right.
Okay. Oh, you might need
Oh
to
yeah, yeah.
reset.
No, no, no. I need to give you back your gamepad.
Ah, that makes sense. There we are. Mart Demir. I'm not surprised. Piper's played a bit of Marta. Good luck, Piper.
Yeah,
This will be. I hope this will be pandemonium.
yeah. Piper is actually sometimes he switches to Martha in tournaments, so I would say that is definitely one of his mains. Probably the second or maybe the third most used character besides Alexander, of course. Nice sidestep from Subu. Guess the first one. Oh, beautiful counter there. Stood his ground. Piper 1-1. 2-1 now. This one is going to be pretty fast, I believe. Looks like both gentlemen want to engage. Subu side steps 3-1. A nice side step there from Piper as well, 3-2. Doing the same thing that Subu's the side step spam there. I'm not saying spam in a bad way. 4-3, because we all agree that whatever works works, and it's actually it can be counterable. 4-4. I'll be right back.
All right, GG, Piper. Yeah, good job trying to repeat what I was using on you too. You're definitely a good student. Yeah, and you did well for someone who. I mean, you play Rapier a lot, but I think it's safe to say that Alex is your main.
Sorry about that. I had to get out. What was the score? Sorry.
I think I won 7-5. Yeah, 7-5.
7-5. Congratulations. Subu moves on to the next round.
Yeah, Piper was being a good student. He was trying to repeat some of the stuff I was using against him, so he did well. I just managed to switch it up on him in time.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Piper. See you a little bit later in the next tournaments. Unfortunately, as I said, these ones are pretty brutal. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit difficult to get in the later stages. Okay, so we're going to the semifinals, Sword and Shield. Let me have a quick look. So in the Rapier, there's Subu versus me and Pico versus Zero. So a lot of North Americans in Rapier. And in Sword and Shield, we got me versus Apostle and Oak versus Pico. So this is the first fight that we're going to have. I'm going to be on the left. Apostle going to be on the right. Pico and I are the only players that can win, that could still win both tournaments. Is obviously going to be very difficult, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and Pekla is in a unique position, I think, because he's super familiar with rapiers, and he's especially familiar with the sword and shield
Yeah,
lately. So
it's his bread and butter
he might
here.
be the favorite as far as that goes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. So
Plus,
let's.
he's been doing really well in your tournaments too, like regardless of format. So
Yeah, he's currently number 3 in the rankings. He's been doing great. And actually, last time we did Olympics, he I think he won a tournament. And oh no, Sub hitting me with the the commentator hex. Yeah, he won a couple. He was getting a lot of medals actually. Yeah, there's Apostle. I'm on the left. He's on the right.
okay. Oh yeah, discussing the fur color of kangaroos in the Discord. And I just mentioned something interesting. We use the word red very liberally in English, sometimes for what I think are actually shades of brown, but we still call it red when it comes to fur. Kind of interesting. Anyway, this fight's pretty important, so I think I'll focus on that. Venator on the left with Connor and Apostle going with Marina. There's a strike to the right arm there. It's another one. Something that's a bit subtle that Connor has going for him is, yes, he has reach, but he also has his shield more forward, generally speaking, whenever he's attacking. Whereas Marina sometimes sticks that sword out further to try and, I guess, compensate for the fact she has a shorter weapon. And it might be a balance thing too, or just her style. I'm not completely sure. But all the same, that might be Connor's primary advantage besides reach, is that his defense is more forward as well. Some might say Connor, like the way he's holding his shield, is a little bit more conventional because the same foot is the shield is forward, but there's different ways of doing it. There's a snipe to the arm. Venator's doing great at targeting that specific opening, which is generally what you want to do against Marina. And there's a strike to the leg. Nicely done.
That's it, GG. A lot of pushes, but you know, it is what it is. I apologize for the rudimentary gameplay. Thank you very much, Apostle. So I'm in the final for Sword and Shield. Gonna wait for the winner between Oak and Pico, the fight that is going to happen right now. Keyboard warriors, literally.
Heckler says, crikey, a kangaroo fella.
So Oak left side, Pico right side. A little bit of a pressure here on Pico, I have to say. Oak has done great in the previous fight that he had.
Oh my goodness. Quite a debate of colors in the Discord chat.
Colors for what?
Oh, kangaroos and stuff. Like, is gray or black closer to yellow than red? That's what Piper has asked. And he's talking about species of kangaroo or something.
I see.
Anyway,
Oh,
it is nice to see both shield characters being viable. I was thinking Marina might be more viable actually, but we're actually seeing
nice.
that either one can win, but Connor seems to have that reach in his favor.
Oh, beautiful forward cut there from Oak. Saw an
Hmm.
opening and got it. Then again goes for the leg, 3-1.
Nicely done. Goes. Oh, he tried to go low, but he got sniped. That's actually a really nice combo in this competition, I think, where you go high and then suddenly you wrap around low. Just have to make sure your opponent's not ready to snipe your head. And the leg void there reaches pretty far.
5-2.
It's funny, sometimes it gives her a better angle when that happens. You can hit the head, or in that case, it was the thigh.
Yeah, Oak is very close to qualifying to the final here, and that's actually quite a feat.
Yeah. The way he's playing Marina reminds me a lot of Laszlo, but he can kind of defend with the shield, so he's kind of using that to his advantage as well while moving in and out, going for those odd lunges and moving very precisely.
Oh, nice
Nice.
combo. Gets the leg again. Push.
Push, but
Oh,
the bug. Push again. All right, he deserves that one. Yeah.
yeah, he got it. Again with the same combo to the leg. Oak has a strategy here. Maybe he has been actually practicing a little bit of Marina, because he doesn't seem to be clueless with her, and a nice retreat.
Nice.
7-3. Oak looking very dominant in both of his fights with sword and shield. And I think it's going to be a great fight in the final between us. We're going to face each other a little bit later in the grand final for 10 points this time. So it's going to be a little bit more strategy involved compared to momentum. We're moving to the Rapier semifinals now.
Oh, it's
And
slow-mo again, Peckle says. That sucks.
yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know.
Yeah, it's okay for me now, so I don't know.
Je ne sais pas. Right, so next fight is going to be you versus me in the Rapier.
Okay.
I need to quickly go to the bathroom before we start fighting. And after that, we're going to have Pico fighting again, and he's going to fight Zero. Just 1 second.
Yeah, that's a shame, Pico, because Oak was doing a great job of sort of striking for your head and then targeting your leg. So if it was slow-mo, then it's pretty tough to react to. Yeah, I did notice you were a little static, perhaps. I wasn't sure if that was just because of the threat Oak was presenting or if it was because of that. Yeah, I like these little banners we can put next to our name. That's if you have Nitro. If some of you are confused, like why I have the HEMA thing by my name, that's just because I'm part of the HEMA Discord as well. And so I saw the option to add this because I got a free trial from Discord for being part of Discord for a while or something like that. It was just given to me, so I was like, all right, I'll take it. And so I was able to put that banner by my name. You don't need Nitro for it. Oh, that's cool. I thought it was Nitro because I only saw it after I looked at my Nitro settings. So if some of you are interested in, oh, the server has to be boosted. Cool. Nice. So that's not just a Nitro thing. I unintentionally misled Tao because Tao is really excited about that. That's okay. Yeah, but anyway, you can tell that I have nitro at the moment because of that. Ask for nitro. Yeah, I only took it because they didn't ask for like credit card information or anything, so I was like, okay. I mean, there's no reason not to, so. Yeah, server tag, Peckless. Got you there. I love Peckless too, if you click on it. About what I expected. Anyways, for my fight against Venator, I'm pretty excited for that one. We're both very experienced and we often do well.
Sorry about that. I'm back.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure this will be a good one. We're not Rapier mains, but we're both very experienced, so I'm
Yeah, I
hoping
would
for a
say
close
so.
one.
And we actually fought in a lot of these Rapier tournaments. Used them in spars, I'd say. You're on the left.
Okay.
Marie versus Martha. So this should be a fun one. Anything can happen. 7 points is uh, not a long fight. Here we go. Oh, nice. Yeah, I know what you're trying to do. Nice. Nice. Oh, I got the point. Oh. Nice. was a close one. That was a
GG,
close
yeah.
one. GG. That was
Slipped that double lunge in there. That was nicely done. Yeah.
yeah. Good fight. Good fight. I'm sure it would have
I was
if
glad I landed that push.
yeah, that was
That
good.
push attack.
That was good. That was good. If the fight was longer, I think maybe it would have been even more exciting. But yeah, we have to stick to the schedule here, and the 7 points can it's a little bit brutal. Pico in zero next. In Rapiers. Let's see how that goes. Pico ready to go. Immediately after that, we're going to go to the grand finals. And we're going to do first the sword and shield final, and then we're going to do the rapier final. And after that, we're going to take a short break and then start the second tournament. So for those who want to compete in the next tournaments, hope to see you there. We got 8 or 9 people signed up, which is great. Eve is going to join us as well. Maybe we're going to have a little bit more players. Okay, there we go. Pico left side, 0 right side.
Marta mirror. It's actually not surprising. Zero's played Marta a lot. Oh, nice. Immediately striking Zero as he goes for a blade beat. And that's the danger, like I was saying earlier, just those small mistakes. Like when Venator hit that double lunge, my positioning was just a little bit off. I was limping. Probably stamina was lessening my guard as well. So it was really good on his part. And I think I just made a slight mistake in that split second. And then that's what won it. It could have been anybody's though if I managed to get some quick stab in. Like it's quite a different game. Since you're not cutting with tempo the way you do with sabers or even longswords and broadsword. Although, like I was saying yesterday, I think longsword is still its own beast for sure in its own ways, but with the counter games, but yeah, Rapier is down low from Pico. But he gets stabbed there. Marta can get really messy too, these Marta mirror matches. Stab to the face. No point though. Yeah, that's a nice move choice from Zero. That's something I was landing on Venator a few times. I think he was expecting one attack and then I would be done, but I came from an awkward angle with that move and I was able to strike him a few times before he adapted. And Zero, actually, he's about to win. Like, I literally just blinked, it feels like, and suddenly Zero is scoring a bunch of points. And very well played to him. Pekala eliminated from this tournament as well. Skynet forsaken me. Yeah, sorry to hear that. It seems like a lot of people have had issues simultaneously, but
Who won the fight? Sorry.
that was a good try. Zero won it 7-4.
7-4. Congratulations. Zero is in the final. Will be facing me a little bit later. Uh, so speaking of finals, we're actually in the grand finals,
Hmm.
and the first one is going to be Sword and Shield with two competitors, two surprise competitors, I have to say. Oak and I. Let's see who's left. I am left and he is right. And after that, immediately, I'm going to fight the Rapier final against Zero. Oak has proven to be a very difficult opponent to defeat in this Sword and Shield tournament.
Hmm. Yeah, he plays that in and out game very well with Marina.
Yeah. And we do have to switch back to 10 points. Finals are going to be a little bit longer. There he is. Yeah. Honestly, I think he's the favorite in this fight, considering the way he played. He seemed to have a lot of tools against Connor with some leg attacks and some hits to the head. So hopefully I'm going to be able to do well. There we go.
Yeah, nice to see the two characters making it to the finals too.
Yeah, it's always nice to see that. Then it's probably going to happen in the Rapier fight as well because I'm going to use Marie and Zero is probably going to use Marta since
Yeah.
he got to the final with her.
Yeah, Connor's got some good movement and short bursts too, actually, as Venator's showing. Oak's gonna have to stay on his toes. Good strike.
Nice. Nice.
Good strike to the leg. Yeah, leg attacks are pretty important in the shield matchups I'm finding. And it does help that you have that shield.
Uh,
Yeah, I don't hear anything from Venator, so I'll
okay.
assume.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Something happened. Something crashed.
yeah. Okay.
Frozen. Okay. Um, yeah. Try to reconnect. I wonder if the stream is still on.
It froze for me when I was looking, but I'll double check. It might be back up. Went down for a second. Okay. Yeah, it's still up.
Still up.
Yeah. Yeah, it just froze for a little.
Okay. Maybe there was some sort of internet spike there. Yeah, it could be my the rain or something. But to be honest, I've hosted before when it was raining. But let's see.
Yeah, it could be
Yeah.
a bunch of things, really. It's funny, everybody's weather is just a tad strange. Like I was telling people in the Discord, over where I'm at in Canada, it's a bit unusually cool. It's just hit midday now. It's 10 degrees. It's gonna warm up a little bit more, closer to average later in the day, but yeah, it's a nice, chill, cool day for us. Usually it does start to get a bit warmer this time of May, but it depends. Certainly warm enough, at least for me, to go out in t-shirt, weather and whatnot, but not super warm either. Not really nice temperature overall. Anyway, I'll focus on the
Ah,
exchanges here. It's
nice.
getting pretty intense. Yeah.
I was trying to feint dash in, but he still punished
Mm.
it.
Yeah, that's what Oak is a master of doing, I think, with Laszlo. You, if you try shenanigans with him, he's just gonna take your hand straight off. In this case, you won't lose your hand, thankfully, but you are still in, it looks like a lot of danger if he calls you out. Although Laszlo does have a bit more range, and Oak might be a bit more used to that than what he's got with Marina. Of course, he trades that for defense, so some advantages and disadvantages there. I think I am noticing he's throwing the same sorts of attacks, because Marina does have a few equivalents that work similar. Venator doing a good job with the pushes, though. And that's the thing Connor has. I think Connor's more explosive when he moves forward, at least when you dash. But Marina just has faster, like, natural speed, if you will.
I wonder what's the leg attack combo for Connor. I've been trying it out.
That's
Oh,
a
that
good question.
landed.
Oh, yeah, I'm kind of surprised, but it was well aimed. Certainly made sense. It's just Marina's known for blocking thrusts, so I'm kind of surprised.
That's it.
And there it is.
GG. Yeah, the pushes made the difference there. To be honest, it was kind of the only viable strategy to employ, and both shield characters are actually quite vulnerable to that.
Yeah,
But a couple of times he did punish them, so he was ready for them. Probably I
yeah.
managed to mix the dash ins with the attacks, with the baits and everything well to maybe land them. Congratulations, Oak actually gets a second place, so he also gets a point in Sword and Shield in case he wants to get the specialist title later on. Um, so I win this one, so I got my I am guaranteed in the first Sword finals, but with a Sword and Shield character. I would love to have maybe some other characters as well. And the second opportunity here for me to get the gold is against Zero in Rapier. I'm not underestimating Zero in any way. He proved to be quite a formidable fighter. He's gonna be on the left, I'm gonna be on the right. So immediately, well, not immediately, after this one we're gonna take a short break, probably 5 to 10 minutes, and then we're in the probably the most anticipated type of tournament, which is the one-handed and the two-handed, where most people actually have main characters that they play.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So here we go. Let's go get Zero in. Yeah, and speaking of the one-handed, probably the only person that comes to mind is Oak. When it comes to the characters that he's going to pick, like the weapon types, actually, because and maybe Eve as well. Maybe Eve will also, maybe even Pico. Who knows? Maybe
Mhm.
switch to Calc for some. Oak has actually proven last time that that Calc can actually be a high level character if played right. He won a lot of fights last time. I think he won every fight with him. Made a
Yeah,
good use of his kit.
it's interesting because Calc plays so differently from Laszlo, but Oak doesn't care. He just switches and plays perfectly well with both of them.
I think that's part. Well, maybe he's probably he can answer this question, but I think precisely the fact that they're so different um, makes it more interesting to him because he can, completely switch the approach. If he wants to switch characters, like Lazo just in and out, going for cuts and so on, while Kalk obviously plays very differently. Some people like to have that, they like to have two different, completely different characters that they can play rather than similar. All right, here's the Rapier final. Zero on the left with Marta. Glad to see him performing well after a long time. And again, we have the two characters that are involved in these tournaments facing in the final, which is great.
Nice a hit. For Zero, a nice early lead. Another stab. He's doing a good job of lunging in and hitting the head. Perhaps something I could have done a little bit more of too, but that's where knowledge of the character comes in, and Zero definitely has that. He's not spamming the sidesteps as much, although it is a viable tactic. It is good to be able to play a linear game and switch it up as well, which I managed to do in my fight against Venator, but you do have to be a little bit careful if you're going to go with a more Hail Mary style. And Venator is very good with specifically these dashes. They catch you when you least expect it because he gets the point past your guard, and so you can't block it quite as easily as you might think. And he's able to call you out if you are making some sort of mistake. Your best bet there is to stand your ground with long guard.
Oh man.
Stab the toe apparently works. That's something I managed to do with one of them, but and it's not something you deliberately do. That's just a property that Marta has now, where if the point happens to, because you're blocking, it happens to be aimed at the foot, you can unleash a stab right to the toe. And it's a nice accuracy buff that she has that now makes her, I think, a lot more viable, because now we're seeing Marta snipe at the hands better and all sorts of different targets instead of just aiming wildly off the target you're trying to aim for and not getting much damage. And he's by no means perfect, but definitely very viable against just about anybody. And that was a good push attempt from Zero and a quick jab, making this close to equal. Yeah, but the ability of Marie to move in and out so quickly is, I think, proving a bit decisive for Venator. That's her primary advantage here, and the fact that she can shoot it and pass the guard. Whereas Marta obviously has better combinations and a more solid defense and whatnot. But if you're able to shoot in just like this and stay out of danger, then it might not much matter.
Good fight. That was a pretty competitive fight. Zero actually managed to land some really good attacks. Uh, Fortunately, I managed to win this one, and this is somewhat happening like in almost every Olympics. Like I win the early tournaments with weapons that I'm not very familiar with, and later on I lose in the other tournaments. It
Mm-hmm.
happened almost every time. So I hope it's not going to be the same curse, and we'll be able to
Mm-hmm.
perform better in the next ones. Um, Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Subu, for commenting the first two events. We've done them in less than 2 hours, which is great. This is exactly the where we wanted to have these tournaments. Um, I managed to win 2 gold medals, which makes me directly a finalist in the first sword uh, finals that are going to happen after, and I will have 2 lives. We'll see if another player will manage to win the next 2 tournaments, or if we're going to have 2 different winners, or maybe I'm going to win one again. It's going to be interesting to see. Again, congratulations, everyone. And I'll see you in 10 minutes for the one-handed and the two-handed tournaments. Those are definitely going to be worth watching. So